As part of efforts to curb corruption in the country, the Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosun, has said the federal government is working to block avenues for looting. The stock market returned to losses on Tuesday after 2 weeks of massive gains. U.S. President Donald Trump's decision to withdraw from Paris Climate Agreement has been criticized by major global powers. And on sport, Manchester United striker Andrew Cole is looking forward to a life in football again as he recovers from a kidney transplant. Good day and welcome to African Broadcasting Network News. I am Ogale Mafuru. Now the news in details. The acting president, Professor Osibanjo, has written the Senate seeking approval for foreign loans to the tune of $1.4 billion for projects and other programs in 10 states of the Federation. The request contained in a letter read by Senate President Dr. Bukola Saraki on the floor of the Senate, which forms part of the 2016-2018 external borrowing plan earlier sent to the upper chamber. According to the letter dated May 25, 2017, entitled Federal Executive Council Approval of 2016-2018 External Borrowing Ruling Plan, the request for the separation of state projects from other items in the borrowing plan is expedient. It further stated that there was an urgent need to provide structural and social amenities for the citizens in Enugu, Ogun, Ebonyi, Katsina, Jigawa, Kaduna, Abia, Ondo, Kano, and Plateau states, adding that the loan will be met for the provision of water, health, agriculture, and infrastructural development. It added that the funding will be sourced from African Development Bank, French Development Agency, World Bank, and Islamic Development Bank at low interest rates. The loan request is expected to be subject of debate this week before it will be referred to the Committee on Foreign and Local Debt, led by Senator Shehu Sani, APC Kaduna Central. The Senate has mandated its Committee on Environment to investigate the implementation of the Ogoni cleanup. The federal government launched the project in June last year with an initial cost of $1 billion. Apart from investigating the Ogoni cleanup, the committee was also asked to assess the progress of Great Green Wall program initiated to control desertification. The resolution followed a motion on World Environment Day, sponsored by the Chairman Senate Committee on Environment, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, Lagos Central, and members of her committee. She observed that the sustainable development goals include ensuring clean water, sustainable hygiene, sustainable urban development, sustainable consumption through increased use of natural resources, and reduction of toxic materials, combating climate change and its adverse effects, conservation of aquatic resources, and preservation of terrestrial biodiversity. The Lagos Central lawmaker expressed concern that unmitigated environment issues had widespread effect on the economy, health, and social well-being of the people, adding that women and children suffered more from effects of environmental issues. Senator Magnus Abe from Rivers Southeast also told the Senate that there was nothing on ground to show that the Ogoni cleanup is a government priority, adding that the country should review some of its practices in the interest of environmental regeneration. However, the Senate President Bukola Saraki asked the committee to look closely at Ogoni cleanup. As part of efforts to curb corruption in the country, the Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosun, has said the federal government is working to block avenues for looting and make it harder to hide stolen funds abroad. Adeosun spoke when she shared a showcase session on the second day of the Conference on Promoting International Cooperation in Combating Illicit Financial Flow and Enhancing Asset Recovery to Foster Sustainable Development, with the theme Practical Steps to Stopping Illicit Financial Flows. The program was organized by the Presidential Advisory Committee Against Corruption in collaboration with the Ministries of Justice and Foreign Affairs. The minister said the high-level corruption was an epidemic in Nigeria because it was too easy for people to loot public funds. She added that it was better to prevent looting than to recover stolen funds, adding that Nigeria could have achieved most of its development goals if public funds had been better channeled. The guest speaker, President Global Financial Integrity, Washington, D.C., Raymond Baker, suggested ways to stop illicit financial flows, including whole government approach, in which all agencies collaborate and share information, identifying beneficial ownership of stolen funds, effective use of legislation, and developing better monitoring systems. He said asset recovery should be a diplomatic issue to make countries realize that relations can be adversely affected due to refusal to return stolen funds. Petroleum Products Pricing Regulatory Agency (PPPRA) said Nigerians should ignore rumors of an impending hike in the price of premium motor spirit and PMS, known as petrol. The PPPRA, in a statement by its Executive Secretary, Mr. Abdulkadir Saudu, disclosed that the price of PMS remains at 145 naira per litre nationwide, adding that there was no attempt to hike the price of the commodity by 5 naira per litre. The statement came when rumors of an impending hike in the price of PMS were triggered by a bill in the Senate which is seeking to introduce a fuel levy of 5 naira chargeable per litre on any volume of petrol and diesel products imported into Nigeria and on local refined petroleum products. This was in addition to a number of taxes and levies which the bill is proposing to be used to fund the proposed National Road Fund. The recommendations are contained in a report by the Senate Committee on Works on a bill for an act to establish the National Roads Fund for the purpose of financing the maintenance and rehabilitation of national roads and for other matters presented by its chairman, Senator Kabiru Ganya. And on business,